Being off-grid does not mean that we live primitively. It does mean that we produce our own electricity. And in this case, this summer, we've got not just one AC, but two ACs. This summer is supposed to be a hot one and humid. And as such, we did get the ACs installed. Now, off-grid, and that does present some challenges. These ACs are both low wattage ACs. They run about 400 watts each on high. And yeah, so with us running these things in the cabin, if we have to run the generator, we'll turn the generator on. But it's nice to have the comfort of air conditioning when the temperatures get extremely brutal and hot and humid here. So yeah, AC is possible off-grid. All right, folks, we are back in the cabin and we've got our missing parts for the washing machine. So we are going to first make sure that this washing machine fits in the spot that we designated for it. It's kind of an unusual spot, I think, but we're going to try to put it right here next to the sink in the shower. We've got the dryer over here. Yeah, let's give it a shot and see if we can see if this guy will fit. All right, and so from the looks of it, that is right up against the tub there, the shower pan. But on this side, looks like we've got about a ½ inch. So yeah, it's gonna be a tight fit. It's gonna fit nonetheless. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna have to do now is I gotta get this moved out of the way. And I'm gonna have to pipe in some new lines with some valves so that I can then attach the washing machine to the water lines. So let's see what happens. Okay, so basically what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be splicing into this line and splicing into this line. Now this line here, we're gonna add a T, and then that'll come up to the washing machine, and that'll have a valve on it right about here. But for the cold water, so we only run hot water into our shower because we do have the on-demand, so we can control the temperature that way. This cold water line was going to be used for an outdoor spigot, but we've decided against that. So when I cut here, we're going to actually remove all of the line to the right, and then just put an elbow in here, and then send this up as well, and then that'll give us our hot and our cold water for the washing machine. So give me a few minutes, and let me make these cuts and add these new fittings, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've got a 90-degree angle for our cold water right there, the shut-off valve, and we've got our hot water that we teed into. So now the next step is really just to check and make sure that these guys are not leaking. So we're going to go ahead and turn the water on everything, and we'll check for leaks. All right, so we've got our water on and we have no leaks. So that's huge. First step is done. We've got drainage. Look at that. Drains right into the shower, which we will definitely have to clean because of whatever lint or anything like that. What we might end up doing is just running a pantyhose to the hose and then running it along the side to help catch any of that stuff. That's what we do currently, but we got no leaks down there. Once this finishes with this run, we'll push this in a little bit further, but yeah, looks like we successfully installed our washing machine. Now, while this is running through this first cycle, we did go out to the solar to take a look at what kind of power consumption we're looking at. So what I found is that with the water pump, it's 50 watts, if that. The motor on this one, and this is a Kenmore Series 500 auto load sensing high efficiency washing machine. It's running anywhere from 700 to say 800 watts to start the motor, and then it drops down to about 500 to 600 watts to run the motor, and that would be the spinner motor. Now this does not have an agitator in it. This is one of those, I don't know, it's a non-agitator. So the other thing that we noticed that we'll have to take a look at is, right now we're only using the cold. We haven't tried the hot. I don't know how it's going to run on our instant hot water heater, but we will certainly give that a shot once we're done with this load. And yeah, so it fit. We can put a lot of clothes in there. We can run it on solar. We will probably try to only run or wash clothes with sun, just because, the draw isn't that bad, but because the weather fluctuates and because our power consumption fluctuates, we want to make sure that we're not taking out more using the washing machine than, say, if we were taking in. So meaning we'll either run the generator or have the sun out when we do our clothes. So I think that's the best way to do it, at least for now. Yeah, yeah. So I know Jen's happy. I'm happy. It also means we can retire our smaller washing machine, although Jen's been cleaning our clothes in that for several years. I don't know what we're going to do with it just yet, but all right. Well, yeah, time to wash some clothes. Okay, so if you're wondering what the problem here is, well, anybody who knows anything about washing machines knows that the drain on my washing machine was basically came right out of the washing machine and went right into the shower pan. The problem with that is that it creates a siphon. We ran the washing machine, and we couldn't figure out why it was filling up but also draining at the same time. So here's what we've done to fix that problem. This is a temporary fix. We basically just took a PVC pipe, taped it to the side, and then ran the drain hose into the top. The reason we need to do that is so that it doesn't create a siphon. What we'll do here at some later date is I'm actually going to put that PVC pipe here. We're going to go through the wall and then meet the drain pipe for the sink. This way, it'll be it'll be a lot stronger. It'll be fastened to the wall, and we won't have to worry about using the tape. So, but with it being crappy outside, I've got to get a couple of parts for this thing, and so we're just gonna. For right now, this works. We just did a load of laundry. Jen is actually hanging it up now, so we're pretty ecstatic. This is the first washing machine we've had on the homestead, other than the small one there, and that thing worked great for what we needed it for. But yeah, it's nice to have a full-size washing machine. Hey folks, so today we're going to be fixing the old porch that used to be on the back of the cabin, and we're going to be turning that into the porch for the front of the kitchen. Now Sue is back there checking out the pig area. There are a couple of snakes back there. we'll see if Sue gets one. Here is the stain and prep the old porch. I've got to do a little bit of groundwork here, get rid of the cinder blocks. Got to cut that little 4x4 off of the foundation for the kitchen, and then get some blocks over here, and we're going to try to level up the old porch and put it there. Okay, so now that we've got the outside and the bottom pieces that we wanted to get stained, now I've got to work on the groundwork. So we're going to grab the tractor, grab some gravel, a couple of tools, and get to work on the foundation. Okay, so the foundation is good ish. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can't move this. Now, as soon as Jen finishes sweeping it, I'm gonna go grab some stain. We're gonna stain it real quick. Get the deck nice and stained. Not quite sure what we're gonna do yet with the posts. If we're gonna leave them, we're gonna put some railings. We're not really sure. We do know that we're gonna put the grill, assuming it fits, over here. So yeah, let's see how this is gonna look. Hey folks, so it is the next day, and let's take a look at our kitchen porch. Not too shabby. Yes, I know there's some, the tops of the 4x4s aren't done. This board up here against the door, I've got to replace that. I'm waiting on the lumber for that. But overall, this thing looks great. It's what we wanted. It's a good start. Really, the next thing here is we're gonna put a railing across the front here, and then a railing, along the back here. This side here is gonna stay open, but more importantly, we're also gonna put a roof on this. However, I'm not doing that today because we had to jump to that project of doing this because of the weather. But now that we've got some, well, relatively nice weather right now, we're going to be raising the roof here.